12, main event number 2 under green flag conditions. Your race leader taking the outside loop around the West End High Banks turn. Onto the climb to get back to complete another lap. It's the 102 of Brody Helen holding on to the top spot. Helen on the double step-up jump on the back straightaway after that right-hand turn. Helen's got that sled working perfectly. Continuing to stretch the advantage over the second place machine.
Helen making his way through the send it squeeze. Down the Black Diamond drop into the West End High Banks. About to put another lap in the books here. The 102 of Brody Helen taking the white flag. One more lap to go in the junior 14 to 17 class.
It was Jackson Hadrava on the 116 picking up the W in the first main event, but it's been all Brody Helen on the 102 in this second main event. Out of the start gate quick, immediately establishing a lead, and ends up taking the checkered flag and the win in the junior 14 to 17-year-old class. Brody Helen, racing with support from Moto Pros, 100% goggles, Slick Products, Woody's, and Fly Racing. Brody Helen out of Dodge Center, Minnesota, a junior 14 to 17 main event winner. Race number 13 will be the Ditch Banger Duo, triples and twins in the start gate. In the triples class, Dylan Dorn riding the 5, Robert Ollendijk riding the 18, and Logan Fickstall atop the 50.
And in the Ditch Banger Twins class, we have the 5 of Reese Ollendijk from Cresco, Iowa. Mazeppa, Minnesota's Nick Sonnabend on the 9. The 068 of Peyton Smith racing out of Montevideo, Minnesota. Caden Christensen on the 71 out of Rush City, Minnesota, was your heat and feature race winner in the Ditch Banger Twins class. We also have Graston, Minnesota's Aiden Ledger on the 76. The 716 of Jory Cordes out of Zimmerman, Minnesota. And Isaac Pavic racing the 213 machine. Flagger checks the line. Green flag is out and away. We go, and it's the 71 of Christensen with the hard charge out front. He's finished second overall in the heat and feature. He wants to take the win overall this time around.
Aiden Ledger was holding on to the number 2 spot for a moment, but the 5 of Dylan Dorn was able to sneak by. Dorn up to second now. And the battle is on. Who is going to have the overall lead? Will it be a triples racer in the form of Dorn or a twins racer in the form of Christensen?
Christensen, Dorn, 76 of Ledger, and the 068 of Peyton Smith are your top 4 as it stands. Dorn with a hard charge on the inside. He's beside Christensen, slides up. Christensen tucks down low. It's going to be a drag race to the line. Who's got the slight advantage? Dorn this time by. Christensen going to move back to second.
That was an excellent example of what can happen if you carry too much speed into the turn. As Dorn made the inside run, he didn't do anything wrong, but the sled ended up jumping over that berm there. He almost stood it up straight up and down, and that allowed Christensen to sneak back underneath, but then Dorn drag raced him down the entire length of the front straightaway and reclaimed the top spot. At the line this time, Dorn with a growing separation as your race leader back to Christensen in second overall. Both of these racers leading their respective divisions.
with a clean track out in front of him, Dorn was able to set his sights far ahead and slowly but surely put a little distance between himself and 71 of Christensen. Christensen's not going to go without a fight, however. He has lost a little bit of ground, but in the corner, he's able to gain it back. Now we're going to come up to the line. White flag is out. One more lap to go for Dorn and Christensen, 1 and 2. I believe it's still the 76 of Ledger and the 068 of Smith in third and fourth.
Very astute observation on your part, Zach. Christensen is much better in the turns. Dorn just has overall power to pull away on the straightaways. You can see here Christensen is able to close the gap a little bit, but then Dorn just gives it the thumb and he's away. Checkered flag is out. Dylan Dorn with the overall win, picking up the W in the Ditch Banger Triples class with Hayden Christensen getting the win in the Ditch Banger Twins.
That was race 13. Race 14 about to hit the track next. Another dual class coming at you in the Junior Ditch Banger 13 to 17 class. Feature race winner was the 499 of Harrison Hurst. We also had the 15 of Callan Weebush out of Mazeppa, Minnesota. Millville, Minnesota's Nora Tesmer on the 41. The 521 of Julia Olson out of Montevideo, Minnesota. And the 555 of Landon Podine, racing out of Stewartville, Minnesota.
Millville's Amelia Tesmer riding the 33 machine in the kids' Ditch Banger 8 to 12-year-old class. Remember, Kaylin Weebush took that wild barrel roll coming out of the final turn on the final lap in that first main event. I believe that might be Callan lined up right in the middle on that green sled there with the orange sleeves of the race gear. Regardless, it is the 499 of Harrison Hurst getting the whole shot.
Hurst out front and charging along. He is trying to put as much of a separation between himself and the rest of the field as possible. Now you'll remember, Hurst had some pretty rough heat races here earlier today with some issues in both this class and his other class. So he wants to make sure he is able to gap the rest of the field and leave nothing up to chance at this point. Rest of the field going to follow in tow behind. There we have the 555 of Landon Podine. Putting another lap in the books there, crossing the line in fourth. I believe in second and third, respectively, we have Tesmer and Weebush, 2 and 3, but out front it is all Hurst.
Harrison Hurst using that outside lane. The 33 of Amelia Tesmer also using that outside lane, holding on to second for now, but being challenged by the 15 of Callan Weebush.
And Weebush down into the inside, and able to sneak on by to make a pass for the second place spot. Now going to set his sights on the leader there. See if he might be able to reel in the 499 of Harrison Hurst in these final couple laps.
Remember, in that first main event, Weebush was fast and he was closing the gap on the 499 of Hurst before that barrel roll coming out of the final turn. I don't know if he would have actually caught Hurst or not, but he was biting into the deficit. So let's see if the same will happen here. Will they close up a bit? Well, I don't know. That is a lot of ground to make up with only a lap and a half to go.
Through the west end high banks, up the climb and over the start-finish line jump. White flag is going to be shown for Harrison Hurst. Only one lap separating himself from glory. He makes his way through the ribbon section, taking that left-hand corner down through Fall Wakefield and into the Send-It Squeeze.
Now here's where that double step-up portion of the track can either help you or hurt you, depending on how easily or quickly you're able to get through that area. And Hurst has no trouble at all. The right-hander onto the back straightaway, now the left-hander, the west end. Checkered flag awaits Harrison Hurst. He's got himself a clean sweep in the Junior Ditch Banger 13 to 17-year-old class. Winning both main events, didn't quite get the heat race win as Callan was able to pick up the heat race win. We'll back that up with a second place finish. And it'll be the 33 of Amelia Tesmer getting the W in the kids' Ditch Banger class.
Race number 15 gonna hit the track. We've got a triple threat coming at you guys in the Ditch Banger 03 to 16 class. Heat race winner was the 393, or heat and feed winner was the 393 of Mitchell Fruth out of St. Stephen, Minnesota. We also has a 15 Hillary Olchen. Dom Santina on the 429 and the 942 of Bailey Strazy. Finishing second overall in the feature, I believe, was the WSA-X Open competitor, the 5 of Reese Allendike out of Cresco, Iowa, alongside Robert Allendike on the 180. And in the WSA-X 440 improved class, I believe they finished third place overall in the feature, winning their respective classes, the 726 of Lucas Holicky out of New Prague, Minnesota, alongside Jagger Cordis racing the 7X out of Duluth, Minnesota. 3 classes, 8 racers on the lineup. Looks like 7 are making the call. And out front early, like we've seen all day long, the 393 of Mitchell Fruth, putting some distance between himself and the rest of the field. The 5 of Reese Allendike in second, the 726 of Lucas Holicky in third.
And
there's the 180 of Robert Allendike rounding out your top 4.
There's the 393 of Fruth in the rhythm rollers. Robert Allendike holding on to the number 2 spot. Fruth all alone out front.
Fruth putting in a beautiful lap there. You know, he has that clear track ahead of him. He's able to see everything, get in the zone right away. Our closest battle is going to be for second and third overall. However, we're having the same situation here as we saw last feature race in this class, where even though our top 3 racers will be battling for the top 3 positions overall on the track, they are all currently leading their own respective classes. So out front with the overall race lead, Mitchell Fruth is leading that ditch banger over the 16 class. In second overall, currently leading that WSA-X Open class, it's the 5 of Reese Allendike. And in third overall, currently leading that WSA-X 440 improved class, it's the 726 of Lucas Holicky. So top 3 racers, all leading their own classes as we start to make our way through some lap traffic going down the Black Diamond Drop.
Mitchell Fruth has this one well under control. That sled working perfectly for him as he comes to the line to take the white flag. One more lap to go for St. Stephen's, Minnesota's Mitchell Fruth. Again, working to the outside of a racer at the tail end of the field. Doesn't hold him up a skip. Gets right into the send-it squeeze. The double step-up jumps out of the back straightaway. It's all Fruth all the time at the front of the field.
Through the west end high banks onto the front straightaway. Checkered flag is gonna fly. Mitchell Fruth takes the win in the Ditch Banger 03 to 16 class for Mud Boys and all the other homies.
Reese Allendike from Cresco is going to take the win in the WSA-X Open class, bringing Steel Shot, Vice, and the place of Protovin in the victory circle. In the 440 improved class, it'll be Lucas Holicky picking up another W for North Central International, JT's Bar and Grill, and CSI in Maple Grove. Race number 16 awaits us now. Junior ditch banger, 10 to 13-year-olds.
Feature race winner was the 499 of Harrison Hurst out of Spring Valley, Minnesota. Heat race winner, however, was the 105 of Brettley Kruzmark from Mazeppa, Minnesota. We also have Graston, Minnesota's Eli Ledger on the 112. The 5 of Wesley Sweeney out of Spring Valley, Minnesota. Jude Slifka on the 11. Amelia Tesmer on the 33. Ethan Swagger on the 115. And the 516 of Connor Johns going to round out your 8 sled field. All 8 making the call. Green flag flies. And it's going to be a drag race out of the gate, but it's the 112 of Eli Ledger with the early race lead.
Wow, Ledger with a 3rd place finish in the first main event. Could he turn the tables on everybody as we have 3 of them locked together in the send-it squeeze, one of them being the 115, the others being the 11 and the 5. So Jude Slipka, Wesley Sweeney, and Ethan Swagger all mixed up in that tangle in the send-it squeeze.
Across the starting line, it's still the 112 of Ledger out front. Hurst starting to gain a bit of momentum, however, as he's trying to make a move in that 2nd place spot to get up to the lead. And it looks like he was able to do it, however.
Another racer had an issue right at the entry into the West End High Banks. They've since got that rider refired. That was the 516 machine of Connor Jans. Connor's the last rider on the lead lap with the leader. breathing down his tailpipe.
Through Fallaway Field.
The 112 and the 115 battling for the top spot. Eli Ledger, your race
One of those
leader.
riders who was in that kerfluffle there at the beginning, so he's going to be going a lap down. It's still the 112 of Ledger out front, but the 499 of Hurst trying to make his way by the 115 of Swagger. It is still Ledger, Hurst, 1 and 2 as we cross the line, put another lap in the books.
Harrison knows that he's running out of laps to continue closing the gap here. He's got to get a little bit closer before he can throw a challenge at the race leader, Eli Ledger, on the 112 machine. Look at this three-rider battle for position. After that tangle down on the 7th squeeze, they're back at it, trying to find out who's going to have one position. White flag is out, meanwhile, for the 112 of Eli Ledger. One more lap to go.
One lap to settle the battle for first and second, and we are coming up on a three-rider battle for position at the rear of the field. The 112 of Ledger has it, the 499 of Hurst wants it, but will these riders possibly change the outlook of this race? We're going down the Black Diamond Drop through the West End High Banks. Ledger has the advantage. Ledger goes to the inside, Hurst goes to the outside. Ledger sweeps high, it's going to be a drag race down to the line. Who's it going to be? Eli Ledger taking the feature race win in the junior ditch banger 10-13 class. Harrison Hurst gonna have to settle for a hard-fought second place.
That's another event that shows you just how important the start is, as he was able to get out of the start gate, he being Eli Ledger, of course, get out of that start gate ahead of everybody, didn't have to worry about working his way through any tangles, and he had open track ahead of him, was able to turn that into a great main event run and a main event win. Next on the docket, race number 17, Leaf Spring and the Podine Invitational Almost a Pro class. In Leaf Springs, we'll have Seth Schaut ride the 56 and Blaine Root ride the 432. In the Almost a Pro group, it's Christopher Book on the 7, Travis Hogstad on the 34X, David Raymond riding the 151, Kyle Book, who was the first main event winner on the 312, Landon Podine on the 555, and Joshua Podine on the 670.
8 racers for race number 17, all 8 making the lineup. Flagger is going to check the line, make sure all is good to go. Puts the line down, green flag is up, and away we go for race 17. We've got 4 wide bumping and banging for second on back, but out front and all alone pulling away. Our leader is setting his sights, but he's now got company close behind in second. I believe that's the 56 of Shrout, who's had a solid weekend trying to make his way up to that top spot one final time.
Look at that
Well, this is the moment we've all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. Final feature race of the weekend. Final feature race at Steeplechase Ski Resort for the 2025-2026 season.
Seth Shrout.
It's all on the line right now, and out front, we were able to see a pass for the lead. Seth Shrout, your new overall race leader.
Shrout racing in the Leaf Spring class, takes that top spot away. Ooh, if he can keep himself on the sled, thought he was going to go off to the left there in the Rhythm Rollers. Nice save by the Royal Minnesota racer, continues to hold on to that advantage over what's now become a 2-racer battle for second and third.
It is a close battle raging on, but Shrout out front has been absolutely dominating and pulling away. He was our heat race winner earlier on today, finished second overall in the first main, and he's looking to finish the day off with the final Steeplechase Ski Resort feature race win of the season. The 151 of David Raymond currently sitting in third overall. I believe that is the 312 of Kyle Book sitting in second overall right now, so that battle for second and third is going to wage who takes home the feature race win in the Almost a Pro Podine Invitational class.
Yeah, Kyle Book would love to go back-to-back winning both main events, but of course, he's being challenged mightily by Raymond on the 151. White flag is out. One more lap to go for Seth Shroud on the 56 machine.
One final lap at Steeplechase Resort. One final lap for round number 12 of the 2025-2026 season. And with a dominating advantage through the West End High Banks, one final time at Steeplechase Ski Resort, the checkered flag flies, and Seth Shroud has taken the win in the Leaf Spring class for Stevie Ray's High Performance D&H Concrete. It's the 312 of Kyle Book, finishing second overall, taking the feature race win in the Almost a Pro Podium Invitational class for Book's Racing, Podium Power Equipment, and CNA Pro Ski. Well, Dan, we had a great season here at Steeplechase Ski Resort. How are you feeling after this weekend's events?
Tell you, it was wonderful. A huge thank you to the fine folks at X Racing for bringing their traveling road show to Mazeppa, Minnesota. A big thank you to the folks at Steeplechase Ski Resort for welcoming us with open arms. A big thank you to Matt Mole and MBTV Sports live streaming coverage group. But of course, the biggest thank you goes to those of you watching from home. Thank you so much for making the live streaming coverage of our green flag action such a success. Until the next time, take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of the winter season. Can't wait for next year's snow cross action on MBTVsports.com.
Freight is the backbone of the country. And as long as people need goods, they're going to need somebody to get it to them. My name is Matt Bohl with QualityFreightRate.com, powered by T-Force Worldwide. We provide LTL, truckload, and expedited freight services across this country. If your freight weighs over 120 pounds going over 120 miles, that's where my shipping rates kick in. We help companies ship easier for less. With our system, our customers are able to quote and book shipments with ease 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you're having trouble with damages, lost freight, claims of any sort, we can help you with our experience, solve the problem, tell you why it's happening and what you should do to prevent it in the future. Me and my team have been together for over 20 years. We know this industry. We can help all size business, big or small, we love them all. But we have a special spot for small business. Small businesses are pillars in the community. Low rates are critical for a small business because the margins are generally pretty small. They need to have competitive rates. They can't be getting gouged or they lose the sale. Freight is simple. People make it difficult. We work as consultants in the industry, so it doesn't matter what your problem is, we'll solve it. We educate the customers, we solve problems, and we lower their shipping rates. And that's what I've been doing for 20 plus years.
At AmRamp Accessibility, our goal is to help people, and that means providing them with the best quality product and service possible. Built with powder-coated steel, our ramps are stronger and longer lasting than those built with wood or aluminum. Installed in a matter of days to ensure your safety as quickly as possible, our teams are here for you.
I can get out.
Yeah, much easier. Better, a lot better. Yes, thanks.
I don't even have the words to explain how much easier it is. We're just so thankful for it, so thank you. Thank you very much.
Find your forward with AmRamp Accessibility today. Learn more at amramp.com.
My name is John O'Connor. I'm a snowboarder for life and a business owner in Windham, New York. We run a restaurant and inn here. This is our backyard. Having a backyard park is really special because being able to snowboard at home and not have to get in the car, go to a resort, wait in the line, is your own creative space to do whatever you want, however you want. You're in your element. You're right at home, and it's a really good feeling when you can tune into the space around you with you and your friends and just make something special of it. The Tow Pro has helped my vision come to life with where I would like to take the backyard setup, and without it, it wouldn't be the same. It's the most easy to use, compact, portable, reliable rope tow that you can buy. It's the best thing that I own as far as what gives me happiness in life. Without it, it's not the same when you're hiking. To be able to keep riding and feel like you're snowboarding, that's what it's all about. And the Tow Pro has made that happen.
Yeah, Butler Build has been a supporter of mine for a long time. I've always run Butler Built seats ever I got into 410 sprint car racing, and I feel like they have the nicest aluminum seats out there. The craftsmanship, the welding on it is top notch, and now they're pouring my inserts and have the gravel cut seat, and gives you a lot of clearance for your hybrid or your Hans, and I feel like, you know, there's no better seat out there. Yeah, I mean, a little bit of feedback, right? These guys do it every day. So as me as a sprint car driver specifically, you know, every form of dirt racing, the seats are built different. And guys like us, you know, drivers are wearing holes in their hybrids because they're rubbing on the seats, and felt like there was a need for a little bit of a new design and a new generation of the sprint car advantage seat. So yeah, it's been a fun ride, and hope to continue the relationship for a long time.
At Union Trailer and Power Equipment, we're more than
Trailer!
We are your home for Aaron's and Gravely's zero-turn mowers, Mahindra tractors, and Wacker Noise and construction equipment. No matter what you need, we're your home for all outdoor power equipment at Union Trailer. Plus, anything you buy or already own, we can service that for you too. Don't forget, we have the best selection of trailers in the Chippewa Valley.
Union Trailer and Power Equipment, family owned and
Upgraded!
Need auto parts? You know Conrad's Auto Salvage and ASAP Used Auto Parts, two great companies, now one location near Mondovi. We've appreciated your business in Eau Claire. Now you'll find all the same parts and services at our location near Mondovi. We can mount and balance tires, plus do oil changes and more. All the same services in one incredible facility. Conrad's Auto Salvage and ASAP Used Auto Parts, two great companies, now one location near Mondovi for all your auto parts needs.
When you push your engine to the